Hi, and welcome to an all-new episode of Coffee with America. I'm Sasha Rionda. As students head back to school, Aflac is helping educators teach the importance of empathy and kindness in the classroom. One of those educators is Ron Clark, the nationally renowned award-winning educator, best-selling author, and founder of Ron Clark Academy in Atlanta, Georgia. You may also remember him from season 38 of Survivor. He is joined by Buffy Swinehart, Senior Manager of Corporate Social Responsibility with Aflac. Ron and Buffy, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
Ron, why is teaching empathy and compassion to students so important during back-to-school time?
I think it's so important. As a teacher, I teach history and math, but I also try to teach more than that. I want to teach kids how to be good people, how to show kindness, how to show consideration, and oftentimes I'll use literature to try to teach those skills to the kids. And so Aflac has produced this book called Beyond Words. I read it with my class. They loved it. I loved it because it allowed me to facilitate a lot of questions about empathy and compassion, and we had great conversations, and I loved it because those are qualities we really want to see in each and every one of our young people.
That's so meaningful. And how does encouraging kindness and compassion help with students' understanding?
It's so important because as parents and teachers, we all want kids to love school. We want them to want to be there, to feel cared, and to feel loved for. But the problem is there's a lot of bullying that happens in schools. Kids can be unkind to each other, and it's normally because of differences. A kid may look different or learn differently, or a kid may have an illness. And so what we want to do as parents and teachers, we want to help kids put themselves in the perspective of others. Because when you know what it feels like to be in someone else's shoes, you'll be less likely to bully them, and you'll be more likely to be kind to them.
A very important life lesson indeed. Now, Buffy, why is Aflac focusing on empathy and compassion in the classroom?
Yes, so for more than 30 years, Aflac has focused on helping children with cancer and blood disorders. And we recently celebrated a major milestone in fundraising. We've raised more than $200 million for that cause. And Beyond Words actually helps in that. 100% of the net proceeds from the sale of this book goes back towards helping children with cancer and blood disorders. And it was inspired by my special Aflac duck, which is a social emotional robot that actually helps children with cancer and blood disorders communicate their feelings better to their caregivers. And we're excited to share the story of Buddy the bear as he travels through outer space and meets lots of friends along the way that help teach him these important messages that Ron spoke of about kindness and empathy.
I love that. And Buffy, you're working with a company called Donors Choose. Who are they and what do they do?
Well, they're a great organization that helps teachers in the classroom, and they help in funding projects. And so Aflac is doing a $25,000 matching grant for projects that focus specifically on social and emotional learning.
That's amazing. Ron, how does social emotional learning impact students?
In so many ways. My grandmama raised me. Now I called her Mother, and Mother was very big on how you treat people. She said, who you are is how you treat others. She wanted me to be kind, and she wanted me to be respectful, to hold the door for other people. And then when I started teaching, I was like, I don't think a lot of these kids had mothers growing up because the kids weren't very kind to each other. And so I try to teach my students lots of skills and ways that they could show consideration and empathy toward one another. And once I taught all of those things, the kids calmed down, they were focusing, their grades improved. So I learned when you build the right environment, kids are going to be more successful, and that's what we all really want to happen.
Thank you both for sharing all of this. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.